birth control gave women a newfound freedom over their bodies. But the reproductive rights movement was quickly co-opted by eugenicists, who believed they could improve the country by lowering the birth rate of the so-called unfit. In other words, sterilizing poor women, women of color, and those with disabilities. Mandatory sterilization laws. In the 1930s and 40s, North Carolina sterilized about 8,000 developmentally disabled people without their consent. Roughly 5,000 of them were Black. By the 1970s, 70,000 people had been forcibly sterilized across the U.S., including 1/3 of women of childbearing age in Puerto Rico and nearly 1/4 of Native American women, which caused some smaller tribes to face near extinction.
She didn't know was that the baby boy she gave birth to that day would be her last.
No one told me. I never even knew.
She had been sterilized, targeted by a state board that ordered that this kind of surgery be performed on thousands of North Carolinians from 1929 all the way to 1974. 7,600 men, women, and children determined by social workers to be feeble-minded or promiscuous were sterilized, usually without their consent, and it was perfectly legal.
In the 1990s, judges in several states gave women convicted of child abuse or drug use during pregnancy a choice: use Norplant, a contraceptive inserted in the arm, or go to jail.
Number 1, medical care. After receiving inadequate medical care, some inmates have had miscarriages and stillbirths. Others have been denied medical services during labor, forcing them to give birth in their cells. Number 2, shackling. Pregnant women have been restrained with handcuffs, leg irons, even waist chains. Doctors say shackling can seriously increase health risks for both mother and child, and human rights groups have called it demeaning and unnecessary. Only 18 states have laws that ban the shackling of pregnant inmates. Number 3, nutrition. 41 states don't require prisons to provide balanced meals to pregnant women. Many have said they don't get enough food, or that it's unhealthy or even expired. Gross. That can lead to lifelong health consequences for the child.
And from 2006 to 2010, nearly 150 women were sterilized in 2 California state prisons, 1/4 of them against their will.
Inequalities in the healthcare system. Millions of Americans can't afford healthcare. Defunding clinics has reduced women's access to regular checkups. And if you're a Black mother, you might have an even harder time getting a doctor's care. Black mothers are far more likely to die from pregnancy complications than white mothers. For every 100,000 births, there are 41 pregnancy-related deaths of Black women compared to 12 deaths of white women. Racial discrimination and economic disparities prevent many women from receiving quality care. Some Black mothers say doctors hold negative stereotypes about them or don't take their medical concerns seriously.